Hello, and welcome to this series of videos on Essence and Workbench. And I want to explain to you what they are and why they're the secret to success, to your success. Now, if you've come to this video, you've probably come because you got a question. Maybe that question is why Essence? Well, this is why. Essence is the key to success, your success. Now, that's not my words. That's actually the words of Jeff Sutherland, the co-creator of Scrum. And there are many others who will tell you the same or something similar. Other methodologists who have chosen to use Essence to codify their practices. People like David Anderson from the Kanban method, Joachim Sunden from Spotify, Jeff Patton with the story mapping, Nigel Thurlow and John Turner with the flow system, and many more besides. You may also be thinking, I've heard that kind of claim before. What makes Essence different? Well, that's what I want to tell you about in this series of videos, because Essence is the key to success in many different ways and in different ways for different people. Success for a team leader is different from success for an engineering manager or a CTO or a methodologist or a trainer or a consultant. And yet Essence helps all these different types of people to succeed. And it does so differently. It doesn't make you ditch what you're doing and retrain everybody in some new development method. In fact, it's not a development method itself. It isn't just for software teams, even though it's got its roots in software, and it doesn't expect you to hire an army of consultants to make it succeed. But it does have some unique properties that set it apart and make it something truly special. And that's what I'd like to explain to you. Now, I've talked about a series of videos, and that's because there are many different perspectives and different ways through which you can get value from Essence. And not everybody will want to see all of them or see them all in the same order. Split them out into a number of smaller, specific videos that each focus on one or two perspectives on Essence, and they each aim to show you how you can get value from Essence in that particular way and why it helps you to succeed. What this means is you can pick and choose those videos, watching the ones that interest you most or going back and watching ones again and making them easy to find. Now, some of the things you can find include, and this is not an exhaustive list, things like why Essence in the first place? Where did it come from? Who are its supporters and what's the key value proposition? What actually is Essence? Well, it's a standard and a language, and there's quite a lot of detail, and you can dive into that detail and get more technical if you want in some of the videos. We'll talk about the use cases from several different perspectives and different actors and the different use cases they have of Essence and which practices you can get. We've talked about a few of them, but a bit more detail on the range of practices that have been codified using the Essence language. Another difference is the way that you engage with Essence and how you use Essence Workbench day to day and why it's different. And speaking of Essence Workbench, what's the tooling you can get and find a bit more about it with the tutorial videos. And finally, a further use case of Essence is that it provides a playground for AI that can really help you overcome some of the limitations of using AI for complex, nuanced knowledge work. And these are just some of the ways that Essence can help you and some of the topics that the videos cover. But before you go and watch the videos, I just do want to introduce you briefly into what Essence is, just to help you get started. Fundamentally, Essence is a standard. It's an OMG standard. It's called Essence, the kernel language for software engineering methods. Although, as I said, it's not just for software. And inside that standard is a kernel, which is an agnostic way of working that's true for all types of endeavor. And then there's a language, and that language can be used to describe the kernel, but it can also be used to describe any number of engineering practices and methods and many non-engineering practices and methods as well. So we use the language to describe the practices, and then we use the tooling to bring these practices to life, to help people understand and learn and improve them, and to connect that learning to doing, so that when you're using the practices, you've chosen the right ones for your specific situation, you understand them properly, and you get the very best from them. So it really helps people build a way of working that fits what they need and that helps them and doesn't get in the way. So find out more about all these different elements of Essence, these different perspectives, and I'd recommend you pick one of these topics, one of the videos that interests you most, and see where it takes you. But don't forget to come back and watch the conclusion video, because that gives you lots of ideas as to what your next step can be and how Essence can help you and your team become the most successful, more successful, and become the key to your success.